Thanks everyone for hopping on tonight. It's a little late. I know normally we do 8:30, but I know myself and some other coaches, our children are in football practice right now till like 8:30, so it's like a crazy mess. Look at them, football player back there. So that's why we pushed it back a little bit for now. And tonight we're going to talk about being the leader that you've always wanted to be. Me and Jess kind of put together, or Jess and I put together this little presentation for you guys. And since she was leader of the day last week, she's going to co-host this call. So I'm going to put it over to her. She's going to give us some of our updates, our reminders, and then I'm going to go into a little PowerPoint for you guys. So I'm going to let Jess speak now.
All right. So I have about 7 updates for you guys. First off is there's a health bet going on with corporate. They're giving away $1 million total. They're betting 100. Keep on wanting to say 100 million. They're betting $1 million that us and our customers will fall in love with fitness and getting healthy with this health bet. It's going on between September 5th and October 2nd. Through the Challenge Tracker app, you log in a minimum of 3 workouts, a minimum of 5 Shakeology logs, plus a Shakeology photo. And the winners of that will share the pot. If you want any more detailed information, you can go look under FAQ 4477. Number 2 is the Country Heat $1,000 a week or a day giveaway. That started yesterday through August 31st. If you have Country Heat, or if you know somebody who has Country Heat, get it, try it out with a family member, and post a video of you and a family member working out to it. Post it onto Instagram. If you don't have an Instagram account, get it. Post a video and hashtag Country Heat, one word, Country Heat, and then hashtag contest. So hashtag Country Heat, hashtag contest. Just a video of you and any family member working out to it. Number 3 is the Team Cup. We all know that's going on this month. If you have a team, I hope you all have a group message thread on Facebook, or a Facebook group going on, or a group text going on, so you can all hold each other accountable and motivate each other through everything. Set your team goals. They should be based around the tiers for the prizes. Tier 1 is if you want to earn the Tier 1 prize, which is a Beachbody hat, or is it the Country Heat hat? I think it's just a Beachbody hat.
Beachbody hat, yeah.
You yourself needs to have Success Club 5 points or more, plus an accumulative team points of 30. And if you want to hit the Tier 2 prize, which is 50 points, you'll get a Country Heat apparel. So you yourself needs to have Success Club 7 or more points, plus a total of 50 team points. And then Tier 3 is the skateboard, a Beachbody skateboard. Kind of cool. You yourself needs to have Success Club 10 points and a team total of 75 points. Ultimate winner gets a trip to LA. My personal team, we have a Facebook group going on where we post at least twice a week, giving different post ideas that we're sharing through social media, different messages that we're sending out to people, how many people that we've reached out to that day. We just been working together and pushing each other every other day almost. And we're also setting up a challenge, or we all have separate challenge groups that we are promoting as well. So that's it for the Team Cup. Number 4, there is now going to be pre-shipment emails on Shakeology. You will receive an email 7 days prior to your HD shipment. And after that email is sent to you, you will have 4 days after receiving the email to make any changes, to cancel, change the flavors, whatever. And it's great because it shows our customers that we're more of a risk-free company. Not only do you have the bottom of the bag guarantee, but now you have a 7-day notice that they will be charged and be shipped another bag of or box of Shakeology. Update number 5 is the Focused Energy Boost has a 10% discount or 20% off discount until August 15th. The 10% discount is just on a single order of the boost, and the 20% off discount is for the boost on HD. And that's only going until August 15th. The FAQ number is 9490 if you want to look up that for more specific information. Sorry, I'm kind of talking really fast.
No, you're all good.
Okay. Number 6 is BOD is now available in the App Store on iPhones only right now. I actually just downloaded the app about 10 minutes ago. I can't check it out. What else? Number 7, last and final update is Shakeology talking points are now updated in our Coach Online office under sales and marketing. There's new content in there to help you with, your Shakeology talking points or your Shakeology posts that you want to post on a social media or when you're talking to somebody. That's it. Ashley, I'll turn it over to you for your PowerPoint.
Awesome. The only thing about the health bet I wanted to mention too is it goes up to $3 million too. So I think it's $5 per challenge pack sold for that entire month of August, I believe. So right now it's 1 million just because Beachbody put 1 million into it, but it goes up to 3 million. And all you have to do is just log those things that Jess mentioned. That's all you have to do. And a coach can do it and a challenger can do it. So all of you guys just do it. Yeah. And if you aren't running any groups either, like ask myself or somebody else to be in their group too if they're running one on the Challenger Tracker app. That way you can participate too, because it has to be on the app. You can't do it through like a Facebook group either.
I don't use a Challenge Tracker app, so I would love to join anyone who uses the Challenge Tracker app just to be a part of the contest.
Yeah, I'll add you in mine. Just remind me when it gets closer.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen now for my presentation. You guys see my screen? Yeah, cool. All right. I'm not going to make it bigger just because I like to see you guys and I don't like to take up my whole screen. So we're going to talk about be the leader you have always wanted to be. I have a few different things I'm going to go over with you guys just because being a leader is huge in this business, and it doesn't really necessarily pertain as being a leader in, if you have a team, but also with your challengers. You have to be that strong leader for your challengers in order for them to see the results that they want to see. So there's 7 things I'm going to talk about being a great leader that they always do. 1, a great leader connects daily work with their great goals. It's easy to get caught up on things that are urgent rather than important. And what I mean by this, maybe in our business, you would get caught up on hitting Success Club rather than building relationships. So the urgency is that maybe it's the end of the month and you're trying to hit Success Club. So you're trying to invite all these people and not really building a relationship with them and getting to know them. And you definitely should focus on taking the time to get to know people rather than that urgency. Figure out your yearly goals and then break it down to monthly goals, then weekly, then daily. You want to connect your daily actions to these goals that you create. It's easier to break them down because, for example, maybe your monthly goal is to help 5 people. So your daily action would be to talk to maybe 10 to 20 new people. That's 10 to 20 new people a day that you would talk to potentially reach that 5 people that you're helping for the month. And then if you reach that 5 people you're helping a month, that will help you reach, your yearly goal that you have too that you made. So it's good to really break down your goals that you have and, create action steps that you're going to do every day, every week, every month to reach all of those goals that you have. Number 2, a great leader thinks of people as people. Get to know your people. I cannot stress that enough. Know your teammates, know your coaches that you have, your challengers that you have, what their family is like, what they're like, their personality, etc., their pets, their kids, all that stuff. Get to know that about people. It's pretty easy to get to know your fellow coaches just because we all post everything pretty much. We post our workouts. We post the food we like to eat. We post our kids, our family. We post all that stuff that we like to do. So it's really easy to get to know your coaches. But when it comes to your challengers, you really have to dig deep to them, connect with them all the time, daily. You don't even have to do it daily. It could be weekly. And just get to know like what they do for a job, if they have kids, all about them, their sports, everything. It's just nice to know all of your people. And knowing your people will allow you to be a better leader, allow your possible challengers to trust you before jumping in, and make you a great human being overall, in my opinion. And when it comes to your challengers too, they have to trust you. And like I mentioned in the beginning, is that you have to build that trust with people and you have to connect with them, because I don't know if you saw in our Diamond Odyssey group, just like 10 minutes before this call, Nicole posted, I think it was a convo with a Thrive consultant. They messaged her on trying their Thrive products. Not really sure what Thrive really is, but, and she just said, no, thanks, I'm not interested. And they proceeded to tell her that she needs to look into this stuff, yada, yada, yada. And she didn't answer them back. And, they didn't say anything else except for they were in this like group message. So it was the Thrive consultant and her upline person plus Nicole, our coach. And the next day they posted like a meme in there that said something to this person that doesn't look at my Thrive products or something like that. And she said, this made me think of that girl yesterday who didn't look into this, and basically, I don't know, making fun of her or something. But I mean, never do that. Never do that at all. Like, get to know people. It is so annoying to me when like anyone, whether it's It Works, Jamboree, anything, Mary Kay, whatever it may be, when they just instantly message me and send me this whole book of these promos that they're running and these personal goals that they have to reach in their business and all this stuff. And I would be a great help if I purchased this or that. I hate when people do that. Like, I'd rather you message me and say, hey, how are you doing today? Yada, 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 and just carry on for 5 minutes at least, and then maybe say all that stuff to me, because then I'm going to answer you back rather than ignore you. So definitely get to know your people.
Can I tell you what the post said in the group message?
Yes, because I don't remember exactly.
It said, if you skip over my Thrive post because you think you don't need, then please read this.
Yeah, that's what it was. The meme?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then what'd she say after that? She said,
share this with the girl from yesterday. I read that and giggled and thought of her.
And that's another thing too.
To the group chat that Nicole was in.
You really should never do group messages like that either, because especially if you plan on talking about someone like that, which I mean you shouldn't anyways. I feel like, us coaches wouldn't really do that when it comes to something like that, because we actually care about people and not them buying our products. But that's just like, I would feel so stupid if I did that and then she saw that. Like that, I would just feel very embarrassed.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, don't do that. Number 3, a great leader wants to earn respect. Our job is to help coaches and challengers do their things they're uncomfortable to do, and get past their normal excuses. And what I mean by this is, I don't want you to be like a jerk to people, but I want you to be stern with your coaches and be real with them and, transparent and be honest with them. I'm very blunt with my coaches. Like Jess will tell you, Sarah will tell you, Ashley Hoke, I don't know if she's on this call right now, I can't see all of you, but she will tell you too. Like, coaches will come to me and say certain things to me, and I just will give it to you raw and real. Sometimes people might take it as maybe I'm being rude at first, but I'm not being like that at all. I'm being raw and real with you guys because I care about you guys and I care about you wanting to reach your personal goals. And I'd rather be honest with you than sugarcoat it and be like, no, you're doing great. Keep doing what you're doing. Like, I'd rather just be honest with you guys and tell you what has worked for me, because I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, and I've been through a lot of ups and downs. So I know what has worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. So if it's something that is something that I've already been through, I'm definitely going to tell you the honest truth about it, just because I've been through it, and maybe what you're doing at the current moment is what I was doing and it didn't work for me. So I'll definitely share that with you guys. And if some people are thinking you're being rude or a jerk and you're not, it might be just because they're in denial and it's something that they need to work on with personal development. That's my opinion. But why with coaches? Because you are setting them up for success, not failure. Be honest, be truthful, and lead them the right way. Just like I mentioned, it's because I care about you guys, so I want to set you guys up for success, and I don't want you guys to fail, because this business has done a lot for me, and I want all of you guys to see that too, and all of my coaches. So that's why I'm blunt and honest with you guys. And why with your challengers? Because, again, you're setting them up for success, not failure. Challengers need to know to cut their excuses, start participating, stay motivated, and etc. I will personally message my challengers if I notice that they're not participating within our group at all. Maybe it's been like a week and they haven't said a word, nothing. I'll personally message them just to see what's going on, why they haven't participated, and just get to know like what the reason is behind it. Because sometimes people are embarrassed because they might have fell off or had a really bad cheat meal or something. Sometimes people are really embarrassed of that, and it just makes them go into a hole and they don't want to share anymore or be open with your group anymore at all. And that is fine. So as long as you get down to it and figure out, what's going on with them, but also boost them up, motivate them. If they're giving you excuses, tell them like, listen, I've been there. I've made up all these excuses for myself, and you need to stop. Just participate in our group. We will all keep you motivated. We're all there to support you, all that stuff, and just keep them in it and motivated. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Number 4, a real leader is happy when members achieve great things. More craziness going on here. Sorry, I need to mute somebody. Sorry, Jess, I had to mute you. It was you. All right, back to my share screen. 4, a real leader is happy when team members achieve great things. You should always feel happy for your fellow coaches, and especially your team of coaches as well. You want to applaud them. And what I mean with applaud is that, like within our team pages, a lot of us will maybe welcome in new coaches or recognize coaches for maybe hitting a certain rank or selling, helping someone with their first challenge pack, losing some weight or reaching their goals, and whatever it is. In the comments, you want to applaud those people. Welcome in new coaches. Recognize people for what they're doing and other coaches of what they're doing, because especially as a new coach, if I was welcomed into our coaching group and no one said like welcome or congrats or whatever, welcome to the family, I would feel kind of like, I don't know, secluded or something. I wouldn't feel excited about it. So that's why you should always applaud everyone, even if it's not your coach being, welcomed in or recognized, whatever it may be. Always applaud everyone, because that's what our coaching group is for. We're all there to support each other and welcome in new coaches and recognize each other for certain goals everyone reaches and whatnot. Just applaud each other. It just makes everyone feel really good. And recognize, if you have coaches underneath you, definitely should be recognizing them for everything. Lately, I've been recognizing my coaches for helping their first person of the month. I call it points on the board or something like that. And, recognize them for hitting Success Club for the first time ever, helping the first person ever, hitting a certain rank, whatever it may be, recognize them because it feels good to be recognized. I know that if I reach a goal and I wasn't recognized, I probably wouldn't reach many goals because what's the fun of reaching a goal if you're not being recognized for it? That's just my opinion. I love the recognition. I love people telling me congrats. That's awesome. You did well. I just that type of person that I need that pat on the back to know that I did good and that I can continue to do good to reach all these other goals that I have. And then reward. If you have coaches, I definitely strongly suggest that you reward them. Beachbody already does reward all of us for hitting Success Club every month. They'll send you certain prizes every month. And they send you prizes too for hitting certain ranks as well. But I also like to reward my coaches too personally, even if it's just, you don't have to go out and spend crazy amounts of money for your coaches. You can just send them a little card, a written card, write them a nice little letter, something like that. I think that's the best way. That's awesome. Or sometimes I'll send out personal development books for Reaching Success Club, or headbands, t-shirts, anything. You can even just go, if you want to put something together, you can go to Target. They have those awesome dollar areas where they have really cute calendars, sticky notes, cute little things for your desk, whatever. You can put something together like that and send it to them as a reward, anything. But even just that little, card in the mail with something written in it, I think that's the best way to reward someone. Number 5, a great leader empowers people with honesty and transparency. Always, 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 always empower people. It's why we're coaches. That's why I started. I love being able to empower mainly other women. I don't do well with empowering men. They don't like to be empowered. But coaches need to be empowered. Give them some leadership. Let them know that they can do what they're trying to do and motivate them. Like I said in this, last slide, coaches like to be empowered too, whether they're star diamond already or whatever diamond already and they don't need you anymore maybe, but they still need to be empowered. I still need to be empowered by my coach, Sam. I love when we, talk all the time and connect all the time and talk about our goals and whatnot and all of that. You always will need to be empowered no matter, how far you get or how motivated you think you are. I think it's always good to still, be empowered by everyone. Challengers also need to be empowered too. Constantly praise your challengers. They need to feel you are on their side and that they can overcome anything to reach their goals. Like I mentioned too before, just, praise them for anything, even if it's just, a pound that they lost or an inch that they lost. Or maybe they threw away the Oreos that they can't stay away from. I love Oreos, by the way. Maybe they can't stay away from Oreos and they threw it away in the garbage. So praise them for that or anything like that. Just praise them for it because it empowers them to stay strong. It empowers them to stay motivated and it empowers them to stay on track and to reach their goals in your group. And be transparent. Share your struggles. You are going through the trenches with them. It shows that trust, and that alone will make them work harder. At Summit, I wish you guys could probably YouTube it too. Shaun T came up and talked about transparency and trust and all this, and it was kind of awkward at first because he was talking about how when he was younger he was molested by a family member, but then he went into the trust aspect of it and how he had to be honest with himself and honest with everyone else and say that he enjoyed it. And that's why it was kind of weird at first to hear him say that. But then the whole story that he goes into of being transparent and honest with yourself is that he's being transparent and he's sharing it with everyone because, he wants everyone to see everything. He wants everyone to see that he's being honest about it and he's not trying to hide it, because when you're trying to hide things, that's when you're not being transparent to everyone. There's something you're hiding. People aren't trusting you. all that stuff. I definitely suggest you guys watch it. Maybe I'll even post it in our Diamond Odyssey group, because it was really, really powerful, the message that he was trying to give. But it made me, like, even though it started off weird because he said that he enjoyed it, it made me respect him at the end of the whole thing. And it was only like an 8-minute, presentation that he did, because he, was honest with us. He told us the truth about how he enjoyed it. So that made me respect him as a person. So that's why I say be transparent, share everything. Jess, she just recently went through a struggle, and she shared it with all of us coaches, and then it made her comfortable to share it with everyone on, her social media. Anything like that, you have to share that, because if people see that we are living this perfect life, and we're just this perfect person working out every day, and we are eating healthy every day, we're never touching pizza or Oreos or any of that stuff, people tend to not trust you because they know you're hiding something, because no one is perfect. No one eats healthy, like a health nut, every single day. No one works out every single day. Maybe some people do. Sometimes I do, but not really. But, no one is this perfect person. Everyone has something that they're struggling with, and you have to share that, because that is how people, connect with you. That's how they trust you. And that's how, they see the real you. And as for your coaches, if you're being transparent with your coaches too, and sharing, like with you guys, I love to share in the groups, maybe like certain conversations I'm having where someone told me no, or maybe my conversation went bad or something like that. Excuse me. It shows you guys that I'm in the trenches with you. I'm not like this perfect coach who's always helping all these people all the time and hitting all my goals and making $1 million or something like that. I'm not like that. I'm doing the work with you guys every day. I'm not just laying around doing nothing. Sometimes I do that, but when I do that, I don't get far in my business. So you have to definitely be transparent, share all that with your coaches, and just let them know that you are in it the same way they are too. Number 6, a great leader knows that they are responsible. If your team falls short of goals, even if you think it was someone else's fault, it's not theirs, it's you. You have to take responsibility for that. And you just have to sit back and really think, like, were you connecting with them enough? Were you helping your coaches through the barriers that they had? Were you giving them the training that they needed? Providing them, anything that they needed to help them? You have to sit back and ask yourself that, because they're, even though your coaches they shouldn't need you to succeed, because they can easily, Google everything, look in their back office, all that stuff. But you should be that great leader to lead them, because it will help them so much easier if you help them through the way from the beginning. Get them started off right. What else was I going to say? I had something else in my mind for that. I don't know, but get them started off right, lead them the way, and, it'll help them in the long run, because even though maybe they're not hitting certain goals that you want them to reach, that you have to make sure that you are training them, giving them all the tools. I love to just put all these files in the tabs that you guys need in our Diamond Odyssey group. I take the time to make some training better, because sometimes the Beachbody training is overwhelming to me. So I know if it's overwhelming to me, it's going to be way overwhelming to new coaches too. So for me, I like to simplify things for my team, but every coach is different too. But whatever, maybe you think something needs to be changed, do it, but always be there for your coaches and help them through the way. If your challengers are falling short of reaching their goals too, again, you have to sit back and ask yourself, did you start them off right? I know I have failed at starting off challengers off right a lot. So lately, I created this email so I get my challengers started off right, just like I get my coaches started off right. So I'll email them, let them know about Beachbody On Demand, let them know about our group starting, give them some tips on taking the before picture, all that stuff. That way I know right off the bat, I'm getting my challengers started off right for success. And also ask yourself, were you motivating and pushing them beyond their limits daily? With challengers, sometimes it can be hard, because sometimes it's not the right timing for your challengers. Sometimes they might fall off track just because it is just truly not the right timing for them. And, they don't have the right mindset to reach their own goals, and that's fine. But if you can sit back and say, yes to all these questions that you ask yourself, then those are the ones that aren't ready, like I said, and that's something you can't help. So you need to put the time into the ones that you are ready and that you can help right now. And, later on when it's the right timing for maybe your coaches or your challengers, they will come back, and when it's that timing for them, then they'll be ready to jump in and, work for it. And number 7, a great leader cares mainly about results, not the process, not the paycheck, 100% on the results. The result of happiness being reached, the result of physical goals being reached, the result of mental stability being reached, and the result of confidence being reached. I definitely cannot stress this enough, because as coaches, that's all we should be focused on, is 100% on results of our coaches and definitely our challengers, because we are here to help people. We're not here to, create this whole new process or, worry about that paycheck. And yes, we're in this business to get paid because it is our job. Like for me, it's my full-time job. But if you are focused on the results of your coaches, the results of your challengers, and really caring and helping them, then all that stuff, the paycheck, all that stuff, that will pay off in the end. It'll pay off in the end so much. So just have the right mindset and just focus 100% on those results. Let me stop sharing. All right, so now we're going to do something a little bit fun, and I'm going to turn it over to Jess. I'm going to unmute her real quick. And Jess, okay, wait.
I was gonna say, can you hear the crazy stuff in the background?
A little bit, but it's not bad. But Jess is going to go over and talk about, or she's going to ask everyone one thing about a boss that you love. So one thing that you liked about a boss that you loved, and one thing that you hated about a boss that you hated.
Yeah.
And then we're going to tell you why after.
Okay, yeah. Take a second and think about a boss that you have right now or a past boss. One thing that you loved about them and one thing that you absolutely hated about them or disliked. And then once you have something that you loved or hated, raise your hand and we'll unmute you. And if no one raises their hand, I'm going to call on someone randomly.
Aaron. Okay, I unmuted you.
All right. So right now I have a boss that does not micromanage what we do at all. I miss a day of work every single week for infusions for myself and my son for the disease that we have. And she doesn't penalize me for that. I still get paid because I'm getting my work done that needs to be done throughout the month. So that's what I like about her. She doesn't tell us what to do. She lets us do what we need to do to get our work done. And then in the past, I've had someone that does the complete opposite, micromanage like crazy and just made work hell.
It's funny you say that, because that's one of the things that I liked about one of the bosses that I liked, because I had to miss so much work when my mom had cancer, and I had to drive her an hour away to go to her chemo all the time. So I missed so much work because of that, and she was so lenient with me. Even when I had to go get my son from school, just my schedule with that and pick him up and all that stuff, she let me practically make my own hours, and I loved that about her. So it's kind of similar.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing that I liked about one of my bosses. She pushed me to find solutions to my problems on my own. And at first I hated that because she wouldn't give me the answer right away. And here I am like struggling to figure something out. And I'm like, okay, well, there's Google, there's textbooks, I had to figure out solutions on my own. One thing that I hated about a certain boss was they barely interacted with us at all or recognized us. They'd walk through it was one restaurant that I worked in. They'd walk through like they were top-notch, big dog, whatever you want to call them, and wouldn't say hi, wouldn't recognize us, nothing. So right there, it's like, okay, you don't care. See ya.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah!
I muted you.
Okay, I'm going to tell you quick because Mark's going to come walking in the house and be like, what are you doing? Let's just be honest. So I love my boss, my current boss. He's like a grandfather slash like, okay, he's like a grandfather. We'll just leave it there because I don't want it to get awkward. But like today, Bryce had a headache and his throat was killing him. So my boss, I said to him, I'm like, do you care if I bring him back here? I went to daycare, which is like 5 minutes up the road, brought him back to work with me, put him in an office, and let him like color and just hang out with us. He's giving me the look. And he's got a dish in his hand and it looks like food. Oh, it's a pie. Pardon me. Okay. But like I love him to death. Like he's been phenomenal. I've been with my bank for 6 years. It's been fantastic. I had a boss when I first got out of high school. And she used to go back to my parents because her husband was my dad's boss at the time and told them about her giving me a raise before she even gave me the raise. So I hated her for that because I couldn't go home and blab and be excited about my raise because when I said something to my parents, my dad's like, yeah, I know. So there's it in a nutshell.
Okay. I'd hate that too. Oh wait, I think I muted Jess, sorry. I unmuted you.
Thanks. Anybody else? Sandra?
Unmuted you.
Mute me, because the background noise is ridiculous.
Sandra, you're unmuted.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
Hi. So yeah, the thing I like the best about my bosses now is they're really friends. We're friends outside of the office as well. We socialize, but they are very, very good to me where I work. And like you, Ashley, when I had a brother that had cancer, they gave me all kinds of time off to care for him and take him to appointments. And they never even thought for a second for me to have to make that time up. I know I used all of my vacation bank, my personal bank and everything, but they never took it out of that. They just used it as family emergency. And now they've even let me work 4 longer days so that I have Fridays off to be with my grandson. So in that regard, you know, I love my bosses. I love where I work for that. I do have one particular boss that isn't always clear on instructions, so I will interpret what he wants me to do as one thing, and when I'm done with it, that's not what was supposed to be done. So that's a little irritating. Mm-hmm. But I'm just really trying to dive into this business, and hopefully we'll be able to have some financial reward from it. But as you said, it's mostly for the results and the way that I've seen myself change. And hopefully we'll be able to inspire others as well to take a hold of their health and fitness.
Absolutely. I don't know where I went. Oh, let me unmute you.
Okay. So, I read something a little earlier about how us millennials, there's only a select few of us in here, us millennials are known for hopping from job to job, and that our tenure, average tenure is 2 years in one job, and that the average baby boomers tenure is at least 6 years in one job. And that blew me away. So we need to help them stay with their career. Find something that they love. If it's Beachbody coaching, awesome. Here are the top 8 reasons that you can get your employees or your coaches to stay working for you or for this company. Number 1 is that they are paid well. Number 2 is that they need to be mentored. Number 3, they need to be challenged. Number 4, they need to be promoted. Number 5, they need to be appreciated. Number 6, they feel like they're on a mission. Number 7, they need to feel trusted. And number 8, they need to be involved.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what the reason we asked you guys those 2 things is because that's how you want to, look at yourself as a leader. If there are things that you didn't like about one of your bosses, make sure you don't do those things. And if there's things that you loved about one of your bosses, make sure you do those things, because that's like a common thing with everyone. And in terms of what Jess said, I kind of did something like this on another call. And so after they mentioned those 8 things of reasons why employees stay, I came up with my own actions items of what I was going to do in terms of those to, potentially help them stay. And so for paid well, I put, what can I do to make sure coaches see good pay? Obviously with coaching, you don't get a set salary, or did I just say celery? Salary?
Lego brain.
This is my pregnant brain going on here. That salary. So what I can do is, make sure they are diving into their business, getting into these trainings, learning all that they can do, be a good leader themselves, and, potentially see that good pay that I have seen. And then for need to be mentored, I have truly helped coaches. Don't just drag them along. Your coaches need to be mentored. They need to be helped. Like I said before, give them our files tab, all that stuff in there, the training in the back office, the training that we have, Sam has, all that stuff. Mentor them and give all those tools to them. For need to be challenged, I put to run team challenges, because especially with a lot of new coaches, they're scared to jump in and, they're scared to do it on their own. So challenge them in these team challenges and, give them a little bit of leadership themselves too. So it's not just you doing it for them. You're also giving them a little bit of leadership too, and they're jumping into that challenge with you. For need to be promoted, I put guide them to work hard and promote themselves. That's the awesome thing with Beachbody, is that you don't have to wait for promotion. You can promote yourself. If you want to be a diamond coach, you can promote yourself. If you want to be a 2-star, you can promote yourself. If you want, a 300% raise, you can promote yourself to that. It's all on you in this business. And that's what I love about it, is because you don't have to sit there and wait for that, 25-cent raise every, 6 months or every year. And you don't have to wait to be promoted to the next, title in your business or whatever, because you can just work hard yourself in this business, set the goals for yourself, and you can reach them yourself, whether it be in a month or a year, whatever time frame you want or need, you can make it. You don't have to wait a certain time frame. And then for need to be involved, I have your coaches run team calls. Like I've been doing is, for our team calls, I've been having a co-host lately. So Jess is the co-host. So I'm involving her in our team calls to give them more, leadership and involve them more, because I hate where it's team calls and it's just me talking. I hate that. I want to involve everyone. I want, everyone to have that leadership and everyone, talk and chit chat, all that stuff, and just make them involved in everything. For need to be appreciated, I have recognize and make them feel appreciated. Just like I talked about, the recognition before, you have to make your coaches feel like they are, you appreciate them. You appreciate the hard work they're doing in the business. Even though we're all the CEOs of our own business in Beachbody, you still want to appreciate your coaches because, you know, they're your business, they're your family, and they need to be appreciated. And for feel like they're on a mission, I have ending the trend of obesity together. We're all on this, you know, mission together. It's not just Jess is on a mission on herself, Sarah's on a mission on herself, I'm on a mission on myself. We are all in this together. We're a family, we're a team, so do it together. And I think the last one, the need to feel trusted, is that, sorry, Jess, I had to mute you again. But yeah, plain and simple, you just need to be there for them. You know, they need to feel trusted. Have them, when you give them leadership, trust that they're gonna, you know, do something. You don't have to give them something to do. Like for Jess, her thing for this call tonight was to gather updates, reminders that we can mention in the beginning. And I trusted her to do that. I didn't need to give her step-by-step stuff because you know, making her feel trusted, she can go on and do that herself. Just like little things like that. You know, they just all need to feel trusted and feel a part of what you are doing. So those are my action steps for that. And I just want you guys to really just, you know, think about this call and think about, you know, those things that you hated about your boss and those things that you loved about your boss, and really kind of just mold the type of leader that you want to be, because, you know, you can always change yourself. If there's something you do that you don't like, you can always change it. You know, there's never a set way you always are. There's always things that you can change, and you can do it now. And I'll unmute you, Jess, and let her close our call.
Well, thanks everyone for hopping on. Do you have any questions? No? Okay. We'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.